Okay, last video I discussed about the folder ReactJS app folder structure. Now I would like to explain about the ReactJS components, class versus functional components. So, as of my knowledge, a functional component is just a plain JavaScript function that accepts the props as an argument and returns the React element. What does it mean of that? I will go to give the example. You guys can understand. A class component requires you to extend from React lifecycle methods. For example, component did mount, and cannot be used the functional components. Yes, correct. If you are using in lifecycle methods, you can't use it in any lifecycle method in the functional component. So I want to tell the before going to give an example, I want to tell about the what is the difference between the class component and the functional component. So here, see functional components and class components. A functional component is just plain JavaScript functions that accepts props as an argument and returns a React element. Correct. If you're in the class component, the same thing. The class component requires you to extend React dot component every class and to create a render function which returns a React element. Yes, each and every class component has the render component, and also you can extend with the React dot component. There is no render method used in functional components. Yes, correct. There is no render method for the functional component. It must have render method returning the HTML. Okay, fine. Also known as a stateless components, as they simply accept the data and display them in some form. They are mainly responsible for rendering UI. Yeah, it's just in a stateless component, functional component is just for the rendering UI, also known as stateful components because they implement the logic and state. So here they are using the this dot state and set state. So they are writing in little bit logic. That's why they're calling it a stateful component is the class component. React lifecycle methods, for example, component did mount cannot be used in functional components. Yes, we can't use it in here. And React lifecycle methods can be used inside of the class component, for example, component did mount. So I pressed it in one word, like in stateless component is the functional component, stateful component is the class component. So I'm going to take that back the word because after the React team, official team is introduced in. So let me show the website. React team. This is the React team is introducing. This is the official website. See here they are introduced in 16.8.0. Hooks are they introduced. So I don't want to say functional component is is a stateless component. It is also the stateful component. Now we can write the, so here see hooks are new version edition in React 16.8. They let use state and other React features without writing any class component. So 16.8.0 they introduced the hooks. So now the functional components also is the stateful component. The only difference is, as I said, like in here, the main this is the plain JavaScript function accepts the props and argument return the React element. That perfectly all right. A class component extend the React component and lifecycle methods, whatever it may be, just React dot component and state one. So without class component, without state, you can write a functional component without writing a class. So that's the difference, guys. So let me tell about Dean here. Like in the app.tx file, this is the main tx file. You can, this is the root tsx file, root component. You can call the all the remaining component under here. So let me show the class component difference and okay, I will discuss about the class component and functional component another video. Thank you for tuning my channel, guys. Bye bye now. Thank you.